Holy shit, I am finally back from vacation after so long. So excited to get back on the charts. And today is my first day back at trading in a minute, bro. Oh my gosh, it feels so good to be back. Um, anyways, today I am up on the day after a very weird session, 1485, which reason is because I actually closed my trade a lot further than my take profit was supposed to be, because I had an issue with the broker, which I'll get into. But the bias for the day, first of all, if this shit would, oh my gosh, bro, why? I'm just gonna turn that off. Um, so my bias for the day was definitely favoring mean reversion. Had this low volume node marked out right here, and this was kind of one of the areas I hope price could react off of. I also had this one marked out, and then this low as well. And this was basically my reasoning with this is basically, so I do analysis with Claude now, obviously every morning. Claude was giving me some levels. The 760s was one of the levels that Claude was giving me on historical retraces. And then also the 650s, I believe, or 660s, which is right about at this low. So I was like, we really could be bullish until we hold below this area. So what I wanted to do was see this low volume node get hit, this low volume node get hit, and then to take along from that back towards VWAP, because we're also at VWAP plus, -2 right here, which is um, lot of different confluences here lining up for a long back towards VWAP. So what ends up happening here is basically, also I should say at market open, I believe the put wall was also down in this location. I think it was at like, I can't remember exactly where it was because it does move around. The 0 DTE put wall was down here. So lot of different stuff. Okay, so we open up, we sell off, and then we start chopping a little bit. We come back almost all the way back to these market open highs. Then we sell off again aggressively. So I didn't take anything here because it's just a little bit too choppy, and it was just not like, I kind of thought, what I thought was going to happen here is we were probably going to come down, make a CVD divergence, and then I could go long from there. And I can't remember if, I don't think that exactly happens, but something similar it does happen. Let's see here. So yeah, so right here is where I'm thinking about getting long because I'm looking at the CVD, I'm looking at price, we're making divergence, and then sellers end up taking control and ripping through here. This is hold on a second. This is not the right LVN. This is like overnight low. I'm gonna put overnight low on here too because I did have the overnight low marked off right there, as a confluence as well. So come through here. And here we're making the CVD. Here I'm really looking at longs right here. And then sellers get really aggressive and end up pushing us through this low and into the low volume node. And then, I mean, right here, I mean, I honestly probably could have just entered right here. Like, look at this reaction. This is exactly, like, sellers are super absorbed here. Perfect reaction off of this low volume node. We had VWAP +2 as well. Perfectly tested right here. We have overnight low. The put wall was also around here. So I entered when the buyers got aggressive. So right there, yeah, the tape speeds up. This is where I entered. And my target was VWAP. This is a really simple trade. Super, super good. I actually marked this as an A setup because this is an A setup for me. I mean, there's just so much. Everything is pointing long. I should mention too the gamma exposure. I can't show it at the time, but at the time we were like down here, I believe. Again, right up against the put wall. Like everything was basically pointing long here. So we do start to get a move up. I didn't really see much aggression, so I'm looking at the delta profile. to trail my stop, I didn't really see much aggression. So this move up looks like a super aggressive move up, but I'm looking at the delta profile. There's not really much delta here. Oh, and I should mention too, by the way, so when I entered this position, my broker, the trade C, which is the broker I'm on, or Rhythmic or whatever, it wasn't entering the position. So I put this trade on and I was like, okay, I'm gonna like pretend I'm in this trade. Like I did press the buy button, like right here. Press the buy button, nothing happened. Press again, nothing happened. I went on the website. I was in the trade on the website, but there was no P&L. Like it showed my execution marker right here in the wick of this candle, but there was no P&L. And I was just like, bruh. And I tried to, so I flattened, right? I closed. I was just like, okay, well, I need to get out. Like I didn't know what was happening basically, but I pressed flatten. I pressed close position, and that thing was still on there. There was no exit sign. So this trade was playing out. And this trade, the funny thing is, this trade actually would have been a break even if we hadn't had this issue, because we come up here and we do end up getting some aggression here, I think, coming up here. Right here, tape is speeding up. We're getting aggression. Like, I would go break even right here for sure. So, on my trade log, right? And there we see sellers fail too. So I could have even moved my stop below this area right here. So on my trade log, I put break even as this trade because I didn't even find out until later that I'd actually made money on this. And I'll show why. So here comes the break even. I think the reason why this was break even was because we got like we had so much positive gamma exposure above that obviously sellers had failed here and we had a great reaction off this level, but there's so much positive gamma exposure above us that like it is going to go up, but it's going to chop. It's going to chop a lot. And so after this, I was pretty much just like, okay, like I'm going to stay on here. Like a lot of times these broker issues get resolved. And I kind of just stayed on here. I was just watching. There was a trade that looked really good actually coming up here. Let me show it. So this does end up getting hit right here. So on this breakthrough, so obviously here, I don't think I'm in a position right now. Like I thought I was literally just out of the position. Right here, dude, like this test of VWAP here, there was like a low volume node here. Low volume node, lots of buy delta. This honestly could have been a trade. Maybe in a more negative gamma environment if we didn't have this pot. Like you can see the sellers fail there. Lots of positive delta here, combining with the low volume node, combined with VWAP. Like this could have been a great trade. Like you could have just put a limit order on this VWAP and just freaking sent it. So I'm not like looking for anything here. I'm actually, what I'm looking for here is I'm actually looking for this LVN to get tested that was created on the 5-minute with high delta here, because I figured if we're breaking through VWAP with this kind of aggression, like sellers have failed, there's no reason that we really go down except for I actually called this move as well. We're at value area high and there's this big ass sell delta here. Now, it's not like I want to take this trade or anything, but because value area high, like through my studies, like my statistical analysis, the daily value area high really does not give you anything. Like it doesn't give you any sort of statistical advantage. What I really was interested in this level was that sell delta and the fact that it's 2990 or 900, which is a like I'm not gonna short this, right? Like we also have a CVD divergence, so I'm not gonna short this. I will say you could have taken a short right here. Boom, aggressive sellers. Like this short to VWAP makes sense to me. I didn't take it. I was not I mean, I didn't even know. Like I figured I couldn't even get into a position. Little did I know I was actually still in this position. I was actually in two positions down here because after I after I bought here, I tried to buy again with just one contract just to see if we would enter like around here, and it did not. So, or it did, but it didn't. Um, I don't know what was going on. It wasn't showing my P&L. Anyway, this was a decent trade. I kind of called this back towards VWAP, back towards this LVN. And let's go to where we end up hitting this stuff. So we do end up hitting this. Boom, right there. So here's what happens here. I'm looking at this, and this is good that I actually pressed buy again because my broker finally got its shit together. I'm looking at this right here, and I'm thinking, okay, I think buyers want to defend VWAP here. I think they want to defend this low volume node. What happened was price moved so aggressively through, because originally I thought, oh, we broke through this low volume node, we broke through VWAP, like it's over for the buyers. But it actually wasn't, because what happened was price moved so fast here that buyers wanted to defend here, but they couldn't get into the market in time. And that's why we have this big wick where all of a sudden everyone's buying this back up. And we break back above VWAP. And right here, I do press buy. Now, I pressed buy with one contract. I was targeting the... There was a GEX level up here. I can't remember where it was. I'm not going to remark it out. But I was basically targeting a GEX level. I put in with one contract to see if... one micro. To see if I could even enter the market. And right when I bought in here, instantly, I was up like 1,500. And it was because this position from earlier had not been closed. And funnily enough, and I instantly closed and flattened at this time because I was just like, okay, there's more broker issues. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I want to do it. So funnily enough, right where I bought in here, it was actually like my take profit for the first trade, which is crazy. So, also we have a huge CVD divergence. Look at that. This trade was good. I don't know if this, do I have data on if this played out? Honestly, this probably is going to play out because I don't see why, oh, okay. We only have to there. Again, really weird. It's funny that I entered right where my take profit was, and like, that's actually crazy. So, honestly, lucky that I stayed on here and entered another position because, dude, these positions were just open with no stop loss. Like, they could have run, this market could have reversed. It could have, if we broke this level, like, 650 was the last level of, or yeah, 670, I guess, down here. Like, I mean, if we had run down to here, the account would have been gone. Like, it would have been over, you know? So I'm really glad I was actually staying on here and entered again, because if I hadn't entered again, then I wouldn't have like been able to get out of the position, because I had pressed flatten, like I pressed everything, dude, but it did not work. So either way, yeah, 1485 made on the day after the commissions, obviously. So I mean, good day. Analysis was really solid. I mean, I will say I would have gotten stopped at break even if not for that broker issue, right? Like this would have stopped me out. Let me see if this trade ends up running. Oh, this trade ends up chopping. So we're chopping right here. That is annoying. So anyway, this, you know, I've had broker issues in the past. This time was actually in my favor, which is nice. So, I mean, good start to the week, I guess. I mean, the analysis was super solid. I think everything went the way it was supposed to today, except for the broker. So, yeah, good day.